Hola amigos, it is I, El Presidente Quill 18, coming at you some more Tropico 6. We're starting a brand new game today. We've been doing a lot of Tropico 6 as live streams, which is super fun. I think Tropico plays extremely well as a live stream game with sort of like, oh my god, look at the rocket. I don't think I ever, or the shuttle, I don't think I ever realized it stalled partway up here. Feels like we're playing Kerbal Space Program. I was saying Tropico plays really well as a stream game because of the sort of live reactions from people in chat, which is awesome. However, while that works, I think, pretty well for the missions because the mission length tends to be pretty good, I'm kind of in the mood to play a big sandbox game here. And that's a little bit longer format, so I figured, you know what, let's do this one as a YubTub series. I think we'll go with a randomly generated map. I think that's going to be all right. I'm going to make it a little bit larger, so large size. I'll also make the land masses a little bit more, so a bit more land. Oops, I didn't actually click it. A little bit more land, a little bit less sea in between. So we should have lots of room to work with. We're going to go for a fairly long-term run here. We're going to start with the Colonial Era. I don't think we're going to set any specific goals. I think the goal will be get to the modern era, you know, get the population pretty big, and at some point we'll feel like, yes, we have done a thing and we have felt fairly successful. I'm going to leave most things on the default other than the size and landmass, and I'm going to bring up the political difficulty slightly as well as the opposition difficulty. Now, it doesn't say, I assume opposition difficulty is like the chance to maybe get rebels or something like that. So we'll leave that on. I think I'll leave the disasters on rare. That's going to be okay. But we'll do that. Oh, it's something I used to do now that I remember for previous versions of Tropico. I would start a population a little higher just to like kickstart things a little faster. But you know what? I think that was maybe more of a Tropico 4 thing. I think with 5 and now with 6 as well. With the Colonial Era, there's a lot of things that trigger extra people. Plus we've got the raids now. We can grab people. Of course, we can always hire some. So I think that's going to be okay. We'll randomly generate this map. I think that's going to be swell. I'm going to take a sip of water here before we start. Gotta pace ourselves here, folks, and make sure we can get things going. So I have no idea what kind of economy or whatever setup we're gonna do. We still haven't done a full sort of proper tourism run, and that would be pretty nice to do. Of course, we can't start that until the Cold War era. What I'm probably gonna do is try to keep an area of our islands free of pollution so that we can do a nice, pretty tourism area going forward. But one of the things we might do, like a lot of times when I start, first thing I do is I open up the sort of the mining resources map to see where those are, and we do, you know, a fair amount of mining. I think I'm going to focus a fair bit on agriculture early on and get that going. In particular, what we might do is build all, I want to say 9 types of plantations. Let's pause real quick so that we can get the full multicultural bonus or something like that. All right, here are randomly generated islands. So we got 4 chunks. I think it's kind of the default, and maybe there's an option you can set up. I'm not sure. Looks like right over here we're actually clipping the edge of the possible total size of the map, but that's okay. Fun landscape. Interesting. We've got a dual level thing over here, and I don't think, like, you can build bridges later on, but is there anything in Tropico that lets you cross cliffs? And if not, oh, there is a tunnel system. Maybe we can use the tunnel system or like a funicular or something like that to make it work. We'll see how that goes in terms of this, because otherwise I don't know how to get to the top plateau. We'll experiment as we go. We do have an active volcano on the island, so that's fun. Here we've got sort of an arid kind of beachy area. This could certainly maybe be a bit of a touristy thing, split a bit by a mountain. Do we have any archaeological sites? Actually, way over here we've got one. So that could be it too, but that is far away. Right now, first thing we got to do is survive the Colonial Era. We just got to get a initial economy going. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring a road out to something like that. And then what I want is another road that's kind of going straight this way. And then, yeah, make this little corner. Make sure our dock is connected up. Oh, we've got another dig site right here, but it's kind of in the way. That's just a little clump of things, yeah. That is a bit unfortunate because I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll become touristy later on as well. So I would like to set up a fair number of plantations. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to have like a main road over here. This is going to be our main road. This is going to be our high street. This is where going to be all the action happens. One giant road that goes out like that, and then the thing is, especially with these larger land masses, we're going to make pretty good use, I think, of bridges as we go forward, because these are pretty small little crossings. So I think we'll be doing mostly that as opposed to Teamsters ports and things like that. I mean, we might still set some of them up so that people can get, say, from here to here, maybe a little bit faster by sea, should the need come up. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Pretty flat island, or islands, I should say. Right, so let's take a look at our plantation setup. So, sort of starting from the top of the list, we're going to talk about our multicultural thing again because it's one of these, or multiculture, it's one of these things that's not super obvious. So yeah, the thing, I think the main island here, especially since in colonial eras we can't build bridges, I think we'll mostly fill with farms. And I have found that it is actually, tends to kickstart the early economy really nicely, and I've been maybe undervaluing some of that. So, let's get this built. We'll talk about multicultural for a second, and then I'll go and put the other ones out. So this does give us a little bit of extra initial food. I think in our initial block area, it does start us off with a ranch. And actually, we could set up a manure fertilizer here. And maybe what we'll do is we'll try to stick a couple of plantations in such a way that they fall within the radius of the manure fertilizer, because that's not a bad idea. I'll kick the speed up to ×4 for a second. Okay, so something that is not obvious. I feel like there's a bit of a missed tooltip here. Do you see how we switch to multiculture? It puts this radius around. I think my suspicion is that at some point during the development process they realized there was a bit of a balance issue with the way the multiculture works, and that they didn't do the radius, or maybe it's a bug. Anyway, multiculture says it decreases the efficiency of this farm by 40%, but increases the efficiency by 10% for other plantations in the vicinity with a different crop also running in multiculture mode. So it makes it feel like you have to stick a bunch of plantations within this circle to make it work. The problem is you need 4 other different types of plantations within the same circle just to break even. That's hard to imagine being able to pull that off the various fertility things. As it turns out, this is actually island-wide. The circle has nothing to do with anything. So as long as you have plantations running in multicultural mode all over the island, then it gets the buff, which means that as you build, I think 9 different plantations, it means that all plantations will get, well, plus 80%, because I think it's 10% for each other, which means you're going to be sitting at plus 40%, right? Because it's minus 40% as a base, then plus 40 or plus 80% equals 40%. Whether or not, some aspect of this is a bug or this or that over the course, we'll find out with patches, but I suspect this is actually sort of the correct balance, so, for things. So it's really nice if your island can support it. Try to get one of every plantation set up and then put them all in multiculture. It's quite nice. Well, let's see what happens with patches. I think this radius is a little poopy. Maybe, if it turns out to be too powerful, maybe what they can do is just nerf the effect, but keep it island-wide. I don't know. So we've got corn, so I'm going to work down the list just to try to remember to get everything. Ooh, we can get bananas right here. I realize that's not going to be in the radius of the ranch, but I'm kind of okay with this. What about pineapples? And I mean, for now, if we can just get them nearby, that's nice. Again, we're not going to take advantage of the ranch, which is too bad, but we can get a really nice pineapple plantation set up. So 95, part of me kind of wants to take advantage of the edge here. Maybe I'll do this. 92 obviously isn't as good as 95, but it might end up being a little bit more space efficient for other things. So we may not have enough workers for all these right now. Ooh, the sugar is going to go well. But I'm still going to, I think, build these. We could always import some workers through the job menu. Cocoa. That's actually really good. Now, we don't have to build them all here. And in fact, I might want to spread them out. I'm expecting that, not everything can be planted in the same place. So right here, this would be a little bit less good for the tobacco. Yeah, it's only 81%. If I put it over here, I don't think we're getting all the tiles to work, because it's 6 wide. Oh no, so we'd only lose 1 tile of work, and it's 93%. Okay, that's not too shabby. Coffee? Yeah, because different crops need different landscapes. See, there were some coffee spots over here, but now it's all kind of used up. So we'd have to go fairly far for a decent coffee plantation. There's some really good stuff here by the volcano. I wonder if I should just plant it something like here. 94%, 96, but we don't get all the tiles. Looks like, oh, right here, 95. Let's do something like that. Okay, and then we'll figure out what else fits in here. I kind of want to place all the plantations first so we can get that bonus going. We can get a little cotton plantation right here. And then I guess we've got spacing for houses or something like that. 95. I get 97 here. Yeah, okay, we'll do it that way. That's cotton, and then finally rubber. Because otherwise, I find it a hard time to keep track of what have I built already. So, I mean, building them all right now might be a little silly, but it keeps life a little easier for me. I'm gonna go here. I would like a little bit better than 92, but it lines up nicely with the roads we've already got built. Done. All right, so we'll just wait for things to get built up, and then we'll do that. You're complaining about a lack of workers. However, we should right now, yeah, we have 42 unemployed citizens right now. So we just have to wait for the citizens to go and apply for the job. It's like, can you dig a furrow? Yes, I can dig a, furrow, is that the right word? When you like plow things and you've got the little like hills and trenches, something like that. So if I go and control click on multiculture, I think it affects all plantations. It may affect the ones that are being built. We'll double check them when they get there and see. So we're gonna get tons of crops right off the bat. We're gonna set up some sort of export. I'm gonna do a short little coffee export over here, just to get a little bit of premium stuff. Actually, I'll go ahead and unlock a contract for the sugar and another contract for the tobacco. This will help the crown like us a little bit more, and most likely we'll actually have a mission from the crown to like complete an export trade route or something with them. That's usually what happens. Then it will be in nice shape to just complete that. But there we go. Everyone's going to work. Hello, everybody. And if we take a look,
Governor, the people have a request.
Revolutionaries would like a tavern, I accept, and the crown would like a tannery. I will say yes. So our ranch does produce meat and hides. Hides can be converted into leather at a tannery. It's a very nice early industry. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Early industry. It's quite nice. Probably want to build a few more ranches. Now at this point, I suspect, yeah, we have no more unemployment, and instead we have vacant jobs. I'm going to go over here and check that all right. So the plantation's still under construction, didn't get multiculture, but now if I control click here, and then we click on, not upgrades, but efficiency, there you can see here, we minus 40% because of our current work mode, but we're getting a bonus of 80% over here. What's the influence? Is it possible that the manure fertilizer also doesn't have a range? Because that's 10%. What else would give us a 10% boost? Influence. Is it like the volcanic soil or something? I don't know. Anyway, they're all set there, so yeah, that's what you want to look for. You want to see this 80%. That means you've got 9 different plantations all set to multiculture mode. There you go. And then what we may do is then build just more plantations for whatever crop we want to raise for, maximum just money and whatnot. I will hire some foreign workers over here because, again, we had 21 empty job slots. I'm just going to do a bunch currently for the cotton plantation here. And I won't do any more because we will get some workers from completing some of our missions. So we do have a request for a tavern. That sounds swell. And yeah, the tannery. So if we want the tannery, well, hold on. I'm going to check the ranch. Now, I think only cattle produce hide. Sheep is wool and milk. Crocodile is leather, so you can skip the tannery, but we don't want to do that. Pig is just meat. Llama is just wool. And goat is just milk. So yeah, we have to have cattle. And yeah, I sort of didn't want to cover some of the fertile cattle areas. Maybe what I'll do is I'll build 3 more bits over here. Leave a little bit of room for maybe a road or something. Actually, maybe I'll put the tannery right there, because I was going to say, I think it'll fit. But we will want some roads, so no. I'm going to actually place it near my dock, which I like doing quite a bit, because we're going to want to mostly export those hides or those leathers. Unless we get, I think the leathers can be turned into another good if you have an apparel company, which is very late game. I also think we can probably run 2 tanneries with this. People have started to like really crunch numbers, get spreadsheets, figure out ratios and things like that. I suspect these 4 ranches might be able to support the tannery. What we can do is, mostly what we'll do is we'll keep an eye, or 4 ranches can probably do 2 tanneries. It might be slightly short, but yeah, we can keep an eye at the dock and see if we are exporting hides. Yes, no. If we're exporting some hides, that means that, we're clearly fulfilling the need of the tanneries. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, let's get a tavern now. Not luxury, but regular entertainment. We'll probably need more than 1. I'm gonna get 1 over here near these workers and 1 over here. We'll want to probably develop some stuff in this area later on, but let's go ahead and, do I want to build 2? I might want to just save money for now. You know what? I'm going to cancel you. We're just going to... we will need more taverns just to supply enough entertainment for everyone.
I must say, I'm
we'll
glad to be still working with you.
So the Crown demands to be safe. Really, we want to extend the mandate. As we'll want to do this at least a couple of times, and you can do it lots. The thing with the Colonial Era, it's fairly easy. There's not a lot of demands. Like, you don't like, we're not going to be able to set up your education or healthcare in this era, but it also means that people aren't really going to demand it. Mostly, like, there's no elections or anything like that, so support doesn't matter as much, and it doesn't really function that way. Well measured, the more the better. Increases efficiency, pollution, upkeep. I mean, maybe. We will see. And these modes over here is just more manure fertilizers, and it says it doesn't stack. Yeah, it does not stack. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I should have checked to see the efficiency list over here. See, this one is definitely within range of this ranch, which provides the fertilizer. So presumably it is getting the 10% from the ranch. But then so are these guys. So I think the ranch bonus also doesn't have a radius. Now, to me, that sounds like a little bit more of a bug. So we'll see.
The Crown demands.
Build a dungeon. Well, I mean, I'll accept.
Our revolution is as yet only marginally glorious, but with your continued support, Governor, the people will make it shine.
We will happily take the immigrants over here. We want more workers because we have a lot of empty work spots. Plus, you need a certain amount of revolutionaries around so that you can go into the next era. Again, we're not necessarily going to rush it, although a lot of the good stuff happens later. In terms of research, what we will do here is... I'll actually queue up the penal colony first, and then church fee, because there's often a mission for that. But other than that, yeah, we'll just queue up whatever here. And I would love to build the Pirate Cove right now, but the rebels usually give us a mission for that, so I'm gonna wait. Now, this dungeon, what are we gonna do with it? Enables you and the police to arrest people and keep them in custody. I don't think we can auto-arrest anyone right now. Like, when you get police stations later on, they auto-arrest people. I don't think that's gonna be a case, but... who doesn't love a little dungeon? That sounds cool. Where do we want to build it? I don't think it totally matters, but there's going to be a little pollution from this tannery, so I think I will just build the dungeon right on the shore over here. Kind of a tight spot. Well, I mean, how many things are really going to fit over here? So we'll see. Meanwhile, this tannery is waiting for some hides, so that's just a question of getting the ranches there. It's possible that our teamsters...
Well, you did the right thing.
There we go, we built that. I will take an extended mandate here again. And then after that, we may not worry about it. We'll see. This Teamster's office here might be getting overworked. I guess I can't add a second shift until the World War era. They could add another Teamster's office, but I think we're okay. I think they will pick up a big load of goods from there and it'll be all right. Some trade routes are done. So just completing the trade route gives us a lot of opinion boost with the Crown, which should now mean, yeah, we're now being offered more money by the Crown for things. So I might do... Actually, I guess I'll keep doing short routes. It's cap out at plus 20. We'll keep doing short routes for now, so that they just, you know, boost this up. And then when we get to 20%, we'll do longer contracts. So right now, anything we develop from plantations... Oh, I guess we finished 2 in a row. We can go ahead and sell, because we are regularly producing them. And there we go. We've got plenty of food for our islanders at this time. But we probably will want to get some fish and maybe some extra corn, which is good baseline food crop for our islanders. Right now, a lot of the other crops we're just selling. But it makes sense. I mean, it's a little colonial venture here. We've got lots of agriculture. There we go. Pirate Cove. Thank you. I'm very eager to get a Pirate Cove. Start running some missions. Can't put anywhere here? Okay, a slight angle here works. Sure. Feels like... There we go. Still a little bit of a funky bend here, but that'll do. Actually, maybe we can do slightly better. There we go. That looks slick. So Pirate Cove is a lot of fun. Early on, your economy can be greatly improved by just constantly running the treasure raids or whatever. They can sometimes give you 10,000 bucks. They can sometimes give you free blueprints, which are good. And sometimes they'll even unlock regime tools, which is really nice. So, yes, progressing to the World War, we need a certain amount of revolutionaries, and they have to like us, which will happen as we just complete missions. So that's just going to happen over time. All right, that's going to get built. Plantations are okay. Let's take a look at the almanac. We only have 4 vacant jobs. We'll have a few more when this gets built, but we're going to get regular immigrants from our little boats over here. So our work situation is going to be wonderful. Excellent. And yeah, early on, I really do tend to wait to build most things like a chapel or whatever until I've got a mission.
Isn't it? Choices like continue as governor or begin a new career in manual labor.
He would like me to build another tannery. He's really encouraging a certain type of industry, but sure. Well, I like doing things that complete quests. First of all, it always feels good, and in particular here, I mean, we kind of need the mandate extensions. I'm not sure that we're going to need this one so badly, but why not? There you go. I think that road will be kind of fun and handy. Pirate Cove is done.
Glorious, but with your continuous
so I'm still going to want immigrants because I want more people to work more jobs, and we need revolutionaries. So I'm going to go and hit that button. And then in terms of raids over here, so we will have to talk about what wonder to heist. Brandenburg Gate is actually super powerful because people don't have die-hard political views anymore. They're a little more indifferent or moderate. So politically, the situation stabilizes a bit, which will help to counteract the fact that we have a slightly more difficult, or we boost the difficulty on our political situation. Stonehenge can also do some really funky things. It turns out this whole make trees grow around the monument thing lets you build basically a ton of logging camps. Just surround Stonehenge with logging camps, and they just have infinite amounts of wood, which is kind of funny. We're kind of big fan of Registration of Samarkand here for the high school education for free. It means you don't have to build a high school. Hagia Sophia can't die of bad healthcare. Is okay. Brandenburg Gate's quite powerful. Resistance is as well, but I haven't done the Stonehenge thing yet, so I think we're going to heist it to see how it goes. That being said, I'm going to do more treasure hunts early on, because the money and unlocking some blueprints and things like that will save us some money. Blueprints right now aren't that expensive. Really, mostly we want to hit the money, but we'll see. However, I'm going to start with one rescue mini raid, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to control click, or, oh yeah, it's shift click. Shift click the treasure hunt. So we'll have a repeating treasure hunt, but we're going to do one rescue mini first to give us some extra citizens, which is going to help us expand our economies a fair bit. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on whether or not we're going to be exporting hides now that we've got a second tannery set up. And there's a bunch of hides just stored up over here, so we'll have to wait for the Teamsters. I think I will build another Teamsters office, actually. And I'm going to build it over here. Can I stick it in right there? Oh, I can. Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Well, you did the right thing, which is whatever the crown says.
I'm going to take the money. It's a little riskier, but really we could go to the next era more or less whenever we want right now. So I think 6 years is more than enough mandate time. And yeah, your stockpiles, your storages are all full. So yeah, we definitely needed another Teamster's office. All right then. Oops. Hang on. What was that job? Build the library. Excellent. Okay. I really want a library. So I'm very happy that we were tasked that by the rebel forces. So library will generate research points for us. So we absolutely want to get that going. Oh, I thought I could fit it in here. Okay, that's fine. We'll put the library right next to the tavern. This is one of my favorite things. You go down to the pub with a book. You have yourself a pint, spend the afternoon reading a book. It's just a lovely, lovely way to spend your day. So that's what we're going to set up over here. One of my favorite things to do. It's either that or I bring my laptop and just watch some live streams or YouTube videos or something like that while sitting in a pub with a pint of beer by your side. And it's just really relaxing.
Is only marginally glorious, but with your
92% approval.
Governor, the people will
okay, and here I'm going to keep getting the immigrants. More people, more better. And yeah, you're waiting for a goods delivery, which we have plenty of things sitting around. So this Teamster's office over here, and the other one over here. I think we'll be okay. There might just be a backlog, but now that we've got the other one set up, it should be all right. You would like me to do a trade route of any kind. Okay, import, export, doesn't matter. And of course, we are currently exporting goods to the crown, so that'll please them greatly. And yeah, you've got some output waiting. Now, there's no... I don't think most of these guys have upgrades we can run yet. Yeah, when we hit the World War era, these can all get green waste choppers. There we go. There's an export trade route, and we're now at plus 20%. And so anything we grow on a plantation, really, we can easily export. So I don't know. we'll do bananas. I'm going to take the maximum rate, so it basically just won't end. There we go.
You did the right.
Oh, yeah, I think we did finish 2 in a row.
Whatever the crown.
I'm going to take some more money. So we're not doing coconuts, which is fine. But here, we'll do some sugar here. Oh, I guess we finished 3 together. And some tobacco. So all the super long ones, so that they're just going to keep going, making money. We might not finish these before we go to the next era, but that's okay. I'm hoping we don't need another Teamster's office right now. One of the nice things, if we go to the World War era as well, we start to get some cars and things move around a scooch more. Tobacco, meat, corn.
I ask myself, Governor, do the ends justify being mean?
Of course they justify being mean. So, the rebels would like me to build a circus, which I think is okay. I mean, I don't really need the rebel approval or anything. I think right now, yeah, the approval's fine. We just need more revolutionaries, which is okay. But the circus will pay off quite nicely for entertainment later on. It's not cheap because we will have to unlock the blueprint, but I'm going to go for it. And I think I want to build it next to the palace because El Presidente loves the circus. Well, maybe I'll build it right here. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this road that does that. There we are. Awesome. So yeah, trade route's completed. Money's still good. Yeah, expected revenue is really high here. Oh, we do have to unpause the game. And yeah, next time we take in some immigrants, we can basically, or revolutionary immigrants, we could basically declare independence if we want. Export trade route, well, we'll leave it on. Although I don't know if this is going to finish, because again, all 3 of our export trade routes are like the high volume ones, so it'll take a long time to finish.
Only marginally.
So this might not happen before the era change, but we'll see. Depends on how long we sort of take to do it. So yeah, you're waiting for some goods over here. You are 100% full. And yeah, I think if we built, I think 2 Teamsters offices will be okay. I think it's just going to take them a little while to catch up with the backlog that we developed. I don't know. We'll see. Money swell. We are now researching over here. There's no upgrades. No. We have things in the queue for research. And yeah, I quite like I guess I could start a few. I really like mandatory siesta.
Work is hard.
And yeah, we can do food for the people.
Aren't you tired of...
And no free lunch. Although broke citizens won't be able to afford food, but you know what?
It may
That's
be a
fine.
Tropican tradition that...
And the sooner we start doing this, the sooner they level up and we get some bigger bonuses. We'll probably try to run like a ton of edicts in this run, just because it's really, really cool to do. So yes, we have our circus, and there's no upgrades yet, which is fine. Lots of visitors. I mean, lots of people wanted fun. They are walking across here. Can I connect? Not quite a straight line. I don't know how I'm going to want to connect these. I could accept the bend, but no. And you can't have 2 intersections next to each other, so I can't put it here. I could do this, but then it's still a bend. So I'll probably just change things up somewhere along the way. Have them meet up here or out a little further or some damn thing.
So I've Governor that we have to pay a
Okay.
bill to...
I'm okay with a chapel. Actually, I'll probably do that now. I'll probably do something like... Here. This. Is this... Which one of these is straight? It's hard to tell. Not straight like that. And like that. Because I'd like people to get around here. And then, yeah, we just won't connect things up this way. And that's going to be alright. You're still full, but there we go. You just got picked up. We have a lot of exports, but we're making the money for it. How's our Almac? We have 18 unemployed people, so we can put down some more things. And yes, there's a request for a chapel. Now, sometimes I do skip the chapel because, with the religious buildings, there's no difference. It's not like, so with healthcare, early on, until you get free healthcare as like a constitutional edict, broke people can't go to a hospital. They can only go to a clinic. So you sort of need both clinics and hospitals, maybe. But with the religious buildings, religion's always free, and the bigger buildings just host more people and have a higher quality service. So once you can build churches, there's no real point in building a chapel. We did just complete our rescue raid, so we will get some more citizens in here. And then, oh, here they come here. And then after that, we'll just be running the treasure hunt for money and also unlocking blueprints. The unlocking blueprints, I find, becomes really, really quite nice in the later eras because the blueprints are so much more expensive. Okay, I guess, you know what? I'm going to build another Teamster's office. We are not catching up. I keep saying that, no, we'll catch up, but we aren't doing it. Now, we're not exporting any hides, so we're not overproducing hides. They don't have a ton in their stockpile. I suspect we're going to want more ranches. Well, actually, it's just that there's tons of it sitting here.
I ask myself, Governor, do the ends justify being me?
Okay, we aren't producing fish. I mean, we're probably making enough food, but I don't mind building a Fisherman's Wharf. It's too bad we sort of filled up the territory over here, but we can build it... Oops. I'll build it right here, so they can go with that spot. Maybe I'll do that. I'm not sure how the roads were going to line up here. I was a little concerned that we might break the plantation, so we'll put it over there. That's going to be okay. Mandatory siesta, food for the people, and no free lunch have all leveled up. And yeah, we completed the penal colony. I think I'm going to run this as well. So we get more immigrants. They are much more likely to be criminals. We do get a monthly stipend to support this, and the amount we get goes up every month. I think caps at $300 a month, which actually it does add up to a lot of cash. And then criminal stuff is fun, and then you can like arrest them, put them in prison, make it a work prison so you make more money. It's a whole scheme. We're basically the American penal system here, where we've got a for-profit penal system, because you know that's good. That's right, isn't it? No, it's evil. Oh, my bad. Oh well. It's a good thing this is only Tropico. It's a good thing you'd never do something like that in real life. Thus ends the political conversation. All right, Fisherman's Wharf. I really do like the fish dredge. May as well. It's free shellfish. It doesn't make anything worse. I don't know if it like pulls more things out of the fishing spot. As far as I know, it's just like win-win. Spend the $750, get some shellfish. Feels good, man. Boom. Seriously, how are our Teamsters having such a hard time? I mean, we do have a lot of industries, I guess, but 3 Teamsters is a lot. Tons of cash. All right. I'm doing this. We haven't built any homes yet, mostly because I prefer just waiting for apartments and putting them down. I mean, the country houses, I think, have their own little food garden. I'm not sure. And bunk houses are good for poor. Because, yeah, apartments, I guess they have to be well off. So we could probably start squeezing in some bunk houses. Not that, like, people have a demand for, oh, that's overlapping. You know, they're not really freaking out about the housing situation right now. Well, I mean, there's no election, so I don't really care, is I guess what it comes down to. But yeah, let's go ahead and spam out a bunch of these. You gotta be a little bit careful. Like, I don't obsess about getting rid of all the shacks, because houses cost you money, you know? And you gotta worry about your economy first. But we'll get a little bit of housing down, just so that it's not, like, constant freaking out about our housing situation. And we'll improve it when we go in the next era. Combine the bunk houses with some apartments, and that'll be alright. Complete a raid, we just got more raid points, so... I mean, it does help you fund, like, a wonder thing. Maybe I'll go ahead, I'm gonna queue up the heist for Stonehenge. We'll let it finish this one treasure hunt, it'll do Stonehenge, and then we'll keep repeating the treasure hunts after that. Yeah, we need a percentage of revolutionaries. I guess one of the things, if I'm bringing in other stuff... Yeah, that might hurt us from getting to the 60% things. We only got 2 years left on our mandate. I don't know how close we are to finishing one of these trade routes to extend it. Not close at all. Okay, well, let's make sure we finish these rebellion things. We'll probably start the rebellion as quickly as possible. I could accelerate the, like, making of fish. Oh, let's do that. So R is the hotkey to build the road, and if you hit R again, it goes into bulldoze mode, which is very convenient. We'll do that, and actually, I guess what I'm going to do here... Well, I don't know if we're going to continue it past here, but we'll do this, and we'll do that. That'll be a very handy road, and people are getting here, and they're starting to fish. I guess they're going to that other fishing spot, but that's okay. We can build both of these, and actually, I'm going to quick build you as well. Finish the fish job as quickly as possible, bring in some more immigrants, and hope that puts us where we need to be. with the revolutionaries. Okay, no more full storage. Okay, we finally caught up that way.
Our revolution is as yet only
Take the immigrants. I think they actually have to arrive before it changes up population. No free lunch has reached level 2. 59, so we still have a little way to go. Maybe I should stop the crime thing because like it might be harder to get a percentage. I think we'll be okay. We do kind of need another mission from the revolutionaries, but we can probably finish it real quick. And again, these storages are getting full. I don't know, maybe we'll just wait until we've got vehicles. Sugar, meat, pineapple. Okay, still no hides. Hide storage is okay. I think we're managing. I think the 4 tanneries, or the 4 ranches and the 2 tanneries is kind of working out. We'll also be able to level up the tannery in the next era. I know the mandate's running out to the chromium tanning, so we need fewer hides as well. I suppose what I could do, if I was really concerned, and maybe I should be, we'll sign a contract, we'll open up another trade route because we've got the money. We'll do a super short little sugar, or a coffee export, which should more or less instantly complete. So we'll give us that. I will level up mandatory siesta. We're working on it. There we go. We'll get our immigrants. We actually might just be able to go to next era. We're down to 58. We were at 59. But yeah, we're getting other immigrants. And yeah, we'll at least be able to finish this trade route, extend our mandate just to make sure. What I want to do is, first video is a little longer than I like to make it, but I really want to get into the next era in the first video. You can stay in this colonial era forever, but I like advancing fairly quickly because then there's more stuff to do. There's sort of a limited number of things that you can do in the colonial era. We're always full of stuff. Oh my god. Tell me there's coffee here. There's some coffee. 1 year left. Okay.
I must say, I'm glad to be still.
I think we have the revolutionaries. I think they just arrived. Just in case, I'm gonna hit this button. But yeah,
People of Tropico love you almost.
we
as
don't have any
much as
military
I do,
buildings, so
Governor.
we're gonna declare
We
independence
have-
and pay the crown. And just like that,
Excellent. I knew you had a...
My heart swells with joy.
we're gonna go
as I
into the
greet
World
my
Wars
fearless
era,
leader for the
unlock
first
much of
time
new content,
as El President.
the ability to have our constitution. I'm gonna start with all citizens vote and just a regular militia. Just for now, just for the sake of ending this video, but I'm sure we're going to be tuning a few of these as we go. We'll leave it here for now. Folks, thank you very much for watching this first episode of our sandbox game. A slightly higher political and opposition difficulty. It'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with the rebellion and whatnot. Right now, people like us, but that's because we just entered the new era. These numbers are going to go down pretty quickly as people's needs start to kick in. In particular, we're going to have to get some healthcare going pretty quickly and see what we can do. If you're new to the channel, hey, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and you can always hit that little bell icon next to the subscribe button to get better notifications, to make sure you don't miss an episode. I'll see you guys next time.